What's up, everyone? Everyone, it's Colby, and today, I know it's been a while, about 3 years since I've last uploaded a YouTube video, but today I'm going back to my financial roots, and I'm going to be doing a budget breakdown on a trip to Denver that I took with my beautiful girlfriend Ashley last week. It's going to be more of like a vlog in the beginning, kind of showing you what we did, and I'll break down our budget as the video progresses. So while I'm talking about the vacation that Ashley and I took last week, there will be some footage going on in the background just showing some of the stuff that we were doing during this time. So as you saw in the previous clip, we took a red-eye flight from Minneapolis to Denver at about 5 a.m. and then we landed in Denver about 6 a.m. their time. Once we landed on the tarmac, we saw this beautiful sunrise, and it was just the most amazing thing because that was about the only sunrise we were going to be able to see during our trip. And then once we arrived at the airport, I kind of wanted to look around and show the Denver airport because apparently it's like a big conspiracy theory or something like that. And we were able to take the train for free actually because during the months of July and August in Denver, the city of Denver is doing a promotion where public transportation is free in hopes to promote some sort of sustainable effort. Once we got off the train, we explored Union Station and then we got breakfast at a place called Delectable Egg. I had some sort of skillet thing and Ashley had some sort of sandwich, breakfast sandwich, and this actually totaled to be $32. After breakfast, we then explored Larimer Square, which is some sort of famous district in Denver, and then we took the bus to go to the Capitol building. And once we got to the Capitol building, we were able to climb the steps and actually reach 1 mile above sea level, and we found that pretty cool because I've never been that high before. After we checked the Capitol out, we were super tired actually, so we sat in the shade of this tree on the Capitol Hill and we actually took a nap for about an hour. So this is completely free, so this is really good to our budget. And then we woke up and we went to a coffee shop. So, you know what they say, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, and in this case, I'm the villain. I know 3 years ago I was making a video ranting on coffee, but here I am 3 years later doing the exact thing that I said you shouldn't do. But I'm not gonna lie, this coffee was really, really good, and I hate myself for saying this, but it was actually totally worth it. So this is at a coffee shop called Amonte Lodi Coffee, and we bought two drinks for $8.64. After coffee, we just kind of walked around to kill time so we could get into our Airbnb. We went to a milk market, and then we went to a Target just to get necessary stuff. And then we went to a candy shop, and we didn't buy anything here. We were just kind of window shopping. And then when time was getting closer, we went to a grocery store to get groceries for the week. And this was at King Supers, which totaled our total at the grocery store was $22.13. After grocery shopping, we finally arrived to our Airbnb, which was at like this apartment kind of complex, and we actually got a great deal on it because it had no reviews when we booked it, and now it has a lot of 5-star reviews, and notably so because it actually was really clean, really nice. It had a lot of appliances, and they even gave us like a coffee machine and a toaster, and it had like some food in there. There I am looking pretty goofy. Um, Pretty small, but it got the job done. And for this Airbnb, for 3 nights, it was $351.14. So if you divide that by 3 nights, it's about $117 a night. And honestly, it was pretty worth it because it came stocked with a bunch of amenities and all of the good stuff. And it came with like this sound maker thing if you needed help sleeping. And it also came stocked with all this coffee, utensils, toaster, like I said, hot water machine. There's a garbage, and it came with like these fancy shampoo and conditioner kind of stuff, and it even had dishwasher. I've never stayed at an Airbnb with a dishwasher before, so I thought this was just the coolest thing ever. But after this, we decided to rest for a little bit. after we rested for a little bit because we were up for like 16 hours, we decided to go to some ramen place. I got beef udon and actually got some sort of ramen thing. Then we explored a little bit as the sun was setting, and there was this cool Batman in the soda shop. And then we found like this abandoned, I guess not abandoned because but just no one was there. But we went to some theater thing, and that was pretty cool. And then if we jump into the next day, we had breakfast with our groceries that we bought, and we actually had to pay for a Lyft to get to our next day activities. So this was a Uber, actually not a Lyft, for $12.69. And you may ask where we were going. Well, we went to the Denver Museum of Science and Nature or something like that. And we got these cool like scanning things. So I found out that my arm span is actually like 5 inches smaller than my height, which is not what it's supposed to be. And then after the Museum of Nature and Science, we took a bus for free over to the art museum, and we were able to pay for the art museum and the science museum and one other attraction with this thing called the Denver City Pass. So Ashley and I each paid $45, and we had our choice of 3 attractions each. So we chose the Nature and Science Museum as the first one, and then we chose the Art Museum as the second one, and then the third attraction we did the next day, which was the Denver Aquarium. And something that I forgot to record was for lunch we went to 7-Eleven and spent $5.13 on lunch that day. Then we saw this cool baby looking sculpture with the American Indian floor. And then after this, we were starving, so we walked to get some dinner at a Vante food hall. And this was $27. I got some sort of bowl thing, and Ashley got some sort of arepa. After dinner, we then had some dessert at this Colorado Tea Company where Ashley and I both got boba. It was pretty cool in here. They had pretty cool furniture and they were playing nice music. I got Thai milk tea with bubbles, and then Ashley ended up getting taro milk tea with bubbles. And this total for the two of these drinks was $14 with a tip. So the total expenses for this day was $58.82. Now, going on to the next day, we woke up and then had breakfast like usual at the Airbnb. Then we walked to the aquarium where we saw a bunch of cool fish and turtles and other sea creatures. We were hoping to see some otters, but there was actually none in the exhibit this day. And there's a cool eel with all these other fish, and there's a sea turtle. I was kind of surprised the eel wasn't eating any of the fish, but I guess, I don't know, it just wasn't hungry. Then there's the coolest fish that I saw was this sawbill fish. It looked pretty happy. You look at the smile on that guy, but apparently they're endangered. And then after the aquarium, we were starving, so we shared a Chipotle bowl for $8.54. Then I got another coffee. I sinned again at Little Finch Coffee for $6.78. And Ashley got boba from this boba spot where they gave her free samples for $7.82. And here was the vibes in here. It was pretty cool. And then some of the stuff that I didn't record this previous day was we got dinner with her friend at Awana Cafe for $36, and then we got ice cream for $5.72. So this is the next day. We took a Lyft to get our rental car. Here is our rental car, and we spent $11 to get to the rental car. There it is, just recording it for insurance purposes. And we also paid $2 for the Rocky Mountain entry cost. And then after we got that, we went to Walmart to get some snacks for the road, so we didn't have to splurge much on dinner later in the day. We just got some Belvita crunchy bars and some popcorners. Those are always good. And another thing I forgot to record was we went to Trader Joe's and spent $2.79 on some groceries. And then here's just some footage of us walking around the Rocky Mountains. It was pretty beautiful because of the wildly changing weather. It was raining here and it was sunny in other parts, and sometimes it was like really pouring where you couldn't see much. This was an outlook called Rocky Mountain Parks. Just kidding, I have no idea what this outlook is called. Then we climbed on some rock, and as you can see, the rain coming down over there. We knew it was coming towards us, so we made sure to get ready to head back to the car. And we were able to get in without having to pay the $30 fee because we had the America the Beautiful pass, so we got in for free, which was super nice. And then we pulled off on the side of the road and talked to these guys and took their pictures, and they took pictures of us. And then we went on our hike for the day. This was called Oots Trail. This was the beginning of it. It was supposed to only be 3 miles, but I think we went past where the trail ended, so we ended up going, I'd say, about 5 miles. Here I am climbing on the rock. I just got a new phone, so the 0.5 feature was very, very clutch in this situation. Here's just some nice landscape, and here's us on the trail. Not kind of what I was thinking the Rocky Mountains was. I thought there was a lot more forests, but I guess they are called the Rockies, so why would there be a lot of forests? We were really the only people on the trail today. We only saw about 2 other people the whole time on the trail. There's where we parked. Here's some more footage. So here's probably a couple of miles later on, recording. It's just really flat up there, but once you get to the edge, it goes straight down. It's actually kind of terrifying. And this is getting towards the end of the trail. There's a bunch of dead trees down there. Maybe they did like a prescribed burn or something. I don't know anything about nature. So this is about the ending point here. Keep recording my shoes for some reason. Shout out to New Balance. And then we walked back. It took us a couple hours. And then we went to some overlook. Let's see if I record what the overlook's called. Forest Canyon. Absolutely beautiful. Once again with the New Balances. Shout out to them. And then we drove to our accommodation for the night, which was some sort of hot spring thing where they had hot spring water and some like geothermal cave. And this is just some footage because it was absolutely flooding. I realized that Colorado does not have the best flood prevention system. So here it is, Indian Springs in Idaho Springs, Colorado. Shout out to them. And this was about $178 for the night. And then after we went in the cave for a little bit, we went to go get some dinner from Bojo's Colorado Pizza. So I didn't even realize Colorado Pizza was a thing where they have like really fat crust, so it's kind of like deep dish. Here's a little bit of the inside the next day as we were about to head out. Then the next day we visited Red Rocks, and there was some sort of band getting set up and they were playing music, but I'm not going to play it due to copyright reasons. It was rainy and gloomy all day, so there was no sun for us to enjoy. And then I sinned again and got a coffee for $5.39. Then we went to some dinosaur park, and here's some Animal Planet type footage looking at like a groundhog type thing digging a hole. Maybe it's his house, maybe it's his neighbor's house. Who really knows what that even is? Then Ashley wanted to get boba, so we got boba at Boba Zone and played some games for $6.30. Then to kill some time, we went to an antique store and saw a cool little cowboy figurine. And then after this, we drove to Costco to get some gas to fill up our rental. And the gas at Costco was $35.12 to fill up. After that, we took a lift to get some food at Whole Foods, and I made a big mistake because I did not realize it was based on weight. Well, I did realize that, but I didn't realize that 2 pounds doesn't feel like 2 pounds until you spend $45.07 at Whole Foods. Never do this. This is the biggest scam ever. Then we took the train back to the airport where we saw a mysterious yellow liquid in our gate as we were ready to board. And then we got onto the plane and got back to Minneapolis at about midnight, and that was the end of the trip. So now, finally, for the entire budget breakdown. So the first day, we spent $98.44. On Tuesday, we spent $58.82. Wednesday, we spent $64.86. Thursday, we spent $64.60. And then our final day, we spent $101.26. And I will just say this was our variable costs. I will go into our overhead costs in a little bit. So for our in Denver costs, as you can see, we only spent about $387 while we were actually in Denver. So 60% of this was for food. 13% of it was on drinks. We could have gone a lot better, but you know, I've sinned. I bought coffee. Life goes on. 9% of it was on groceries, and then 18% of it was transportation. So this is like gas and Ubers and Lyfts and stuff like that. And then going into our overhead, so this is money that we spent prior. So we flew Frontier for 2 tickets for $195.92. Then our rental car for 2 days was $111.41. And this is actually a pretty good deal because I'm a AAA member, so I got like some discounts on it. So shout out to AAA. Then, like I said, for our Airbnb for 3 nights was $351.14, and one night at the hot spring was $178.95. And then, like I just said, for the city pass that we got 3 attractions to was $45 a person or $90. So this leads to be the overhead about $927.42. So now for the final, what you guys have all been waiting for, what was the total cost of this trip? Adding everything up, the total cost of this trip was $1,315.40, with most of it being towards housing and transportation. And for food, we only spent $232 while we were there. I think that's pretty good, and we could have gone better. This just shows that you can travel on a budget, I feel like. And so per person, between Ashley and I, we spent $657.70 or $263 per day, which I don't think is bad at all. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of show you guys the highlights of our vacation and make it a financial video in a way, because I'm pretty passionate about it and I think it's pretty interesting to hear about other people's trips and how they can pinch pennies and stuff like that. And I also wanted to create this video to show to you guys that you can travel on a pretty decent budget. Like, we definitely were not like living hostels or anything, so this could have been a lot cheaper than it was. But for $650 a person, I feel like we definitely got a lot out of our trip. But with all of that being said, thank you to everyone who took the time to watch this whole video. I know it was a long one, but if you sat through it, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, but most importantly, please comment what you think about this video, and maybe comment what other videos you would like to see. I'm really open to create more videos. I just want to make sure it's videos that you guys actually want to watch, if that's anything from the financial side to maybe something very miscellaneous or random. But just make sure to comment down below. But with all that being said, thank you to everyone who is watching and listening. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your year.